actually kind of intrigued because look at this huge lens. It is the brand new 5 millimeter.
Setting up for custom streaming.
That who?
Done redirecting. The page is not available. The link is broken. Okay. All right. Good morning. Let's see if I can change this view here real quick to see both of us.
Fantastic.
See if that works here. Well, I think it's live. It looks like it. It looks like it's working. Man, stinking-tastic. Well, good morning.
So yeah, we are live. That's awesome.
How about that? How about that? You know, it's funny. Every single time we try to do this live thing, something is different, right? The software works differently. The connection to the YouTube machine works differently. It's like craziness.
Yep.
But hey, you know what? New gear. Guess what?
New gear.
Guess what?
What's that?
New lights, baby.
That's that's the 800.
FJ 800. FJ 400.
Change that packing label to go to my house, man.
Mark II.
Wait a minute.
Man, it's like lighting Christmas here. But man, pretty excited about like this guy here, the FJ.
That's a beast, huh? That's a big.
It's big, right? And so if you're looking for a light that's going to fit easily into your bag, maybe this isn't the choice. But you know, I played with this one just a little bit, and it's pretty amazing, Mark. You're gonna love it.
Awesome.
So your biggest question is probably like, so what is the big deal about it?
Right? It's I mean, that is my first question is, I think when they announced that they were coming out with an 800, my first question to you was, okay, Steve, give me an example of when you need an FJ 800.
Always,
yeah.
Why?
I'll tell you why. Quick to say, man, think about those times we've shot in that bright.
Okay, look at this number. Look at this number. What's that say?
FJ 800.
Okay. What is this number?
I feel like Tim the Tool Man now. More power.
More power. Exactly, more power. No, the reality is like, I don't know. Is it double better? No, it's the way power works in lighting, right? Is it's one more stop of light.
Correct.
Double the power gives you one more stop. Every time you double it, one more stop. So, but one more stop can make a huge difference if you are shooting outside.
Correct.
In super bright. So a lot of times, you know, here in California, we get really, really bright days. Like, I mean, it's like, man, the sun is shining so bright, it's harsh. Overpowering it with a 400-watt light sometimes is a struggle.
And right? Sometimes we tend to equate everything, just like we'll talk about other photographers, but we equate everything to portrait photography. I was thinking through of years ago, I did a cover shot for a car magazine.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, an 800 would have been nice, because what happens with a car is, I want to shoot that thing at like f11 because I want depth of field. I'm not trying to just make the eyes in focus and throw the ears out of focus.
Or everything else out.
I want to see the whole car in focus. But what happens is you go down to f11 in a shop that has no light. Now you flash it with a 400-watt strobe and you start realizing really quick, there's not enough light. So what do you have to do? You have to bring in another one and another one. And suddenly now you've got 3 lights as your main lighting the car, where with that 800, it's like having 2 lights now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big wallop of power. We used to shoot with, I remember back in the day with the Alien Bs, right? So they had an Alien B 400, the 800, which was kind of the standard, and then they had a 1200. I actually had 2 800s and a 1200 in my kit, and those 800s put out a lot of juice, right? And the 1200 was, I actually could not lower my light low enough in power.
Oh, for a lot of things.
Yeah,
for a lot of portrait work.
Yep. Yeah. If I wanted to do a portrait like where I'm shooting, boom, right out there, yeah, the 1200 worked well. But I'm super excited about getting this 800 really out in the field and giving it a try because
Exactly. Yeah, because there are times when we need we go back to like our jobs when we do camp, when we're
yep,
shooting, 400 or 500 kids, and you're trying to get a wallop of light to reach to make this giant pool of
yeah,
consistent light. And now we can do that. And you're not having to shoot at such low apertures.
yep, yep.
Um,
So one of the things that this is maybe a silly feature. Let me just fire this thing up here. A silly feature
I
for a lot of
apologize.
people.
I'm going to cough the whole time. I'm just getting over this stupid.
You've got
I'm
the
feeling
February,
better, but I can't just kick the cough.
call it the February flu, right? So if we fire this guy up here, turn it on. So one of the things that's different, it is a touch screen,
Yeah,
right?
that's
The
nice.
400 and 800, which in theory is kind of cool. It's very fast to change settings. I can do it a couple different ways just by up or down or pick a specific number and go up and down.
And you can select through the different menus
Yeah,
quickly.
all the different menus. So that's kind of nice because one of the things I disliked about my old Westcott lights is that just the buttons in the menus, it was multiple clicks. The crazy part though, this is a straight up honest thing about it. Like there's no need for a touch screen because the trigger that you're triggering your lights with automatically overrides the setting on the touch screen. So
Yeah,
if you,
and maybe there is. You and I have kind of gone back and forth on
yeah,
touch screens on lights of like, but I don't touch my light other than I will change you know, the channel or
yep.
what group they're in. And there is sometimes, yeah, you'll change some mode, but
So I don't know if it's overblown here. You can see a little bit of glow. These lights on the back are blue,
okay.
right? So it's got lights on the back. So what you can do is that if you turn these lights to different groups and channels, these will actually change different colors. So let's say you could have,
Okay, it looks white to me, but I see a little blue
yeah, there's
glow.
a little bit of glow back up here in the blue. So you can you'll change to green or to red or, whatever color, which is cool that if you're using big multi-light setups and you quickly want to identify
Where you can
which
go, hey, my
group
A's are
you're,
on blue, my
uh-huh.
my B's are on green, my
Yep.
C's are on red. Okay.
So that's pretty cool. I think that makes it a lot easier to use in that way. Brand new battery, right? The battery on this thing, let me just turn this guy off here before I pop off this battery. There's two
How many
different
times have we
batteries
worked
that are
with
available. The
people
one,
that weren't photographers or they were getting into photography and you're like, hey, can you turn the backlight? And they're like, which one's the backlight? Yeah, you go,
exactly.
hey, the one that's glowing red, turn that one.
Yep. Yeah, it makes it super easy to deal with that. Brand new battery. A question that's been asked a lot to me was that, can I use my old FJ 400 batteries on these? No, it's a new battery on the 402 and the 400. Unfortunately, you can't use the same battery, but the battery is something that I think is greatly improved, right? The battery is actually smaller in size.
I also see there's 4 nubs
Yep.
that hold that on there where it was only 2 before.
Yes. And so
That
these
gives you
things,
a more
they've got
solid.
these like a pin slot that they slide in. It's very secure compared to the other one where sometimes you could kind of knock it loose. They've got the little battery indicator over
Okay.
on the side here. The thing about this battery, so this is the standard battery. It's called an FJ Pro battery. They have a Pro Plus, which is twice as big. On the FJ 800, this gives you 250 full power, like 800-watt shots. Like that's a lot for
It is
a
for
battery.
that much power.
You can get the extended battery, which like say doubles the size of it, and that one gives you 500 shots.
Wow.
I don't have an extended battery yet. I'm gonna pick one of those up. On the FJ 400, it's 500. The 400 Mark II, it's 500 shots on this same battery. So
And
those
that's always
batteries are
at full
compatible.
power. So you're talking, you're shooting an entire day. You're shooting 750, 800 shots
Yep.
easy.
The batteries are interchangeable between the 400 Mark II and the 800. Just the fact of the old batteries are not
That's
compatible.
nice. That's nice because you don't have to have a slew of multiple
Yep.
batteries.
Yep. So I think that's super cool. It feels super robust though. I think that's, not that the old ones felt bad, but this thing is very, very solid. Like the battery is really on there. You know how the battery felt a little, not loose, but just it slid a little bit? This
Yeah.
one's super solid. They also, I think, is a big improvement on this ratcheting handle or,
Yeah.
stand holder. It's better. The umbrella holder is definitely better than it was before. It's well vented. right? They've got bicolor LED lights on both of them
Wow.
for your modeling lamp.
Okay. Yeah. And you know what? So much of us now are having to shoot video along with our photography. You can use it as a video light.
Yeah. The old modeling lamp was 20 watts. This one's 30, so that's another improvement on those. The one of the biggest feature things, and I don't know for us that we're going to use it that much, but there's a lot of people out there that shoot exclusively in the studio.
Mhm.
We shoot a lot of outdoor location portraits, but they've got a new I think they call it the freeze sync type feature, which allows you to sync. Let's say you're using 4 lights. I'll use this example in a studio, and you've got one of the lights set up as a gelled light. You've got one set up as a backlight. You've got, a hair light. You've got front lights, whatever. You can set up these lights in a mode that every time you trigger it, it has a different configuration in that combination. So first click could be all lights on, including the gel, hair light, everything. Second click, I turn the gel off, but I still have the hair light on and the front lights on. Third shot, I've got one front light on, so I can get that modeling look, right? And just the hair light. So you can configure it where every time you click it, it goes through this sequence and series of shots. So you never have to touch the light or touch your trigger once that's set up and roll through it. It's pretty cool. I think that's a pretty cool function. But for some people,
I could definitely see some uses for that. So
you would totally use it, totally not. But man, I can't wait to get out in the field and give these a good run through. Here's the cool thing. The FJ400 Mark II came in at exactly the same price, $599, as the old FJ400.
wow, that's kind of nice to
So price did not increase, but the product improved.
So here's the issue. Here's the issue.
Yeah.
New gear, is it worth the hype? Because always the question is, people immediately are going to say, do I need to buy the new light? Do I need to buy the new light? Is it going to make you a better photographer? No. Are you going to get better light out of it? No. Might. But
I don't know.
but here's the issue. New gear has new features. It has improved everything, the internal parts of it.
Technology is
The
improved.
technology is better. And then also, it used to seem frustrating to me of like, what do you mean you don't support my light anymore? And they're going, yeah, that light is 8 years old. We have new versions, new software, new. And so companies, they need to keep up to date, not with just their light. That's what people don't understand. It's not that the light has to just work, but it has to work with every single new camera, with every new feature. Immediately the day it's launched, that new camera, what do we hear? Hey, I bought the brand new, Canon R5 Mark, whatever, and it's not working right. Like, yeah, but it just came out. And now the engineers have to figure out how to make everything work with that.
Oh, that's got to be just a big pain.
It is. We worked with a lighting company years ago, and that was one of their big parts of pain was, and they were like, they don't understand too, is that like these companies, they had to go out and buy that camera to try to reverse engineer to make it work with their light. Like it wasn't like Canon said, here you go, here's how you make it work with our brand new camera. They just said, here's our new camera, figure it out.
Exactly.
But yeah, so you want to keep up to date with new gear. It's time for a refresh. The FJ400s have been out, what, 5 years now?
5 years.
And so technology has changed. Battery technology
That's
has
the
gotten
big thing, I
so
think.
much better, and so now if you want a light that's going to keep up with the features of your new camera, right? 5 years ago, we didn't have global shutter. We didn't have all kinds of things. So it is time now.
So this to me is a big deal about the 800 light is the pricing. Well, it's $1,000, right? It's $999. And I say, wow, I don't want to spend $1,000 on anything, right? we're both cheap photographers. But if you're to compare other 800-watt lights in the marketplace today,
you can't get anything close.
You got to compare it to Elinchrom, Profoto, Broncolor. I think the next closest competitor is over $2,000, right? So value per watts, this is where it's at. Like this should be the biggest seller for Westcott that they've ever had in any product because it has the biggest punch for the buck of anything out there.
Yeah. If you're a photographer that needs that extra stop of light, that you're working with bigger objects, that you're working in brighter scenarios. Yeah, it now gives you the tool.
Yep.
Because what is your other option is you buy two FJ 400s, two modifiers, two, and then you're looking at $1,400
Yep.
to replace just one light.
Yeah.
That can be replaced with one light.
So would I say, add one of these to the kit? Absolutely. Like, we're Westcott Top Pros, right? That's who we are. We support Westcott. We're part of the Top Pro team. You know, I would definitely, even if I wasn't part of the team, I would grab one because, like, for the past 5 years that we've been, hanging out with the Westcott equipment, like, it's rock solid. The stuff works so incredibly well. And I'm not just saying that because we are part of the team, but it it doesn't fail. Like, it's constantly efficient and going through. Hey, good morning, Jose and Naomi, who have joined us on the
Look at
call
that.
here. But just love their gear, and that's one reason why we partnered with them. We love it. So if you want to get one of your own,
Let us
just
know.
a little DM, and we'll get you a discount code, save you some bucks, and save you about $100 on the FJ 800. So do that. But yeah, I'm excited to start really cranking out some photos with that.
Yeah, I'm excited. Let's take that thing to Vegas next month,
Yeah.
and get into Valley of Fire. There's times where, man, that extra stop of light.
Oh, it's
Whew,
gonna be great out there. You're gonna have to try to. We're gonna have to, like, I think, flip a
love to
coin
do
or
the rock,
play
paper,
some
scissors.
Rochambeau, right? To figure out
Yeah,
who's gonna use the 800. Um, Speaking of Valley Fire, did you know that there's only 3 spots left for Valley Fire?
yep.
So, and I'm not just Valley Fire, but the Las Vegas Photo Experience, right? So, it's our
And,
three
and actually, I
day.
believe there's only two spots because we know that one's being taken by one of our friends. And so
Yes. So
if
if
you want to go, it's time to.
it's time, and if you don't know anything about it, you've been sleeping under a rock. No, if you don't know anything about it, check it out. You can go to the website panoptic.photography. Panoptic.photography. That's all you got to do. You don't have to type in the www. You don't have to put the .com. It's panoptic.photography. There's a bunch of stuff on that. You can follow along on our Facebook page as well, the Facebook group. But yeah, it's 3 days of bucket list photography. We're going to start out that Wednesday, the 19th of March. This all happens in concurrent to with WPPI. So if you're planning on doing that, even if you're not,
Come and enjoy WPPI, and
yep,
this is an add-on.
this is an add-on. But yeah, it's Wednesday afternoon. We start with a photo walk, and it's still to be determined the exact location of this, but it's like a Las Vegas Strip photo walk. Thursday, all day, basically 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. It's Nelson in the morning.
These aren't just you shooting with us for 2 hours, 3 hours. This is
No.
day.
So it's Nelson, Ghost Town in the morning. And then the afternoon, it is the Joshua Tree Highway. We've got a secret location that we shoot at on the Joshua Tree Highway.
One of my favorite shoots of the Las Vegas experience is the Joshua Tree. Yeah, and I think a lot of it is because it's just I love Joshua trees. I love that open desert, but it's almost relaxing, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the wind down of the day, and it's just like get creative, think of something new.
We have gotten some of the most amazing pictures, like at the Joshua Tree Highway location. It blows me away. Like, it's got one of those cool infinity roads, when you're standing out in the middle of the road and you see, 30 miles of road in front of you, and it kind of sweeps up on both ends. It's super, super cool.
And this year, I think we've got a Lamborghini Hurricane that's coming out
Yep.
for that shoot as
Yep.
well. So.
That's that day you do not want to miss. And then Friday is kind of like what we call the Super Bowl of our photography year.
Oh, it
It's Valley
is.
of Fire. And if you know anything about Valley of Fire, man, it's incredibly difficult to get a photo permit. You have to have a photo permit to shoot at Valley of Fire. If you
And we're
don't,
seeing, it's funny, we're seeing people that are advertising, come out with me on a workshop on the same day we have it.
uh-huh.
We know there's only one permit per day allowed, and
Yep.
we've already turned everything in.
Yeah, in this week I signed the permit. So, like, it's
Yeah. People don't
all
realize
official.
it's over a $1,200 fine if you get caught with a model in a light out there.
Yep. So
So
don't do it. Don't do it, people.
people have gotten away with it, but there's sure a lot of. Last year when we were there, the guy had said, "I wrote 3 tickets this morning."
Hmm.
He's like, I love WPPI because people come out here thinking
That's
they can
that's their
break the
fundraiser.
law.
Their fundraiser for the year is WPPI. But
Yeah.
it is a full day again. We are out there from morning, like we start at Valley Fire at 9 a.m. till sunset and a little bit after.
Like we're
Like
sticking the stuff in our cars in the dark. That's
it
how long we're out there.
it is so much fun. So much fun. Like full
We eat
day.
together, we hang out together. We'll have a contest during the day where you can win fabulous prizes.
Fabulous. Yeah, we've got prizes sponsored by Cheetah Stand. We've got Westcott stuff. We've got Spider Holster. They're sponsoring one of the shootouts that we're doing.
Last time Nikon kicked in, like there are all kinds of people involved in those special little things that we do during the
Yep,
day.
Evoto AI software has got some stuff for you.
Well, that's right. Yeah, that's
Yes.
exciting. We haven't
Yes.
talked a lot lately about that, but you and I, we can shift gears a little bit and talk about new gear.
Hmm.
That Evoto software is freaking phenomenal, right? You and I just did a big job of how many 400 kids
400.
last, and we're like, we've got to figure a better way of doing this. And Evoto seems to be that better way. Like
Uh-huh.
just the way it batches and does the things it's supposed to do. It's pretty crazy.
Like we've been using it for a few months, on our portrait work, and it blows me away. But then when I told you yesterday, like, so we did this big job, 400 kids, sports league, and um, said we got to figure out a better way to do because we're doing knockouts, right? We're cutting out the person. I said, I wonder if Evoto can do it. So I ran through 10 samples of the kids we
That in
took.
like 2 seconds, bang, they were perfect. They were
Perfect. It was overlaid on our back, drop everything. I'm like, it was killer. We spent hours and hours and hours and hours in doing that. So,
yeah.
but Evoto,
And we thought we were pretty efficient at it, but not in seconds to do
yep.
multiple. That's incredible.
But Evoto's cool. They actually, since they're sponsoring the Valley of Fire Day and Nelson Day, actually, um, they have a discount code for you if you're watching this. Again, DM us. We're happy
Give you that code to
to
try it
give you
out.
that code, save a few dollars, but good stuff.
Yeah, and I was very cynical of you know that about all these different AI softwares, that well, they're calling those AI software, but
Hmm.
Evoto is just an editing software. It's on your computer. You're not paying for it until you go, I like that.
Yep.
Give me that image.
Yeah, it's funny, they have kind of a unique, maybe it's not unique to the AI world, but unique in the software world where people think it's expensive because it sounds like it's expensive, but like you said, you can manipulate your picture, you can do all the AI stuff on the picture, but you don't pay for all the pictures you upload to it. You pay for the pictures you export out of it. So you
Yes.
can see what it's going to look like. If it doesn't do what you think it's going to do, don't export that picture.
Yeah.
And so it comes out to be about 7 cents per image exported. And you go, 7 cents? That gets expensive. But think of
That means
this.
a wedding of 1,000 images will cost you $70
Uh-huh.
to do all of the editing for you perfectly.
Yes.
Think about that when you do a wedding, we pick a few images that we go, I'm going to go all in on editing this image. But then you're like, yeah, but I can't afford to take the zit out of 700 other photos
Uh-huh.
of the groomsmen. But Evoto will.
And here's the cool thing. Like if think of that wedding, right? Once you've culled your pictures down, even that, like you shoot it, you're gonna deliver 1,000 pictures for a wedding, but you're probably not going to really scrub edit 1,000 pictures. You're going to edit them lightly. So you're gonna have 100 pictures maybe that you really dive deep into for a wedding. Okay, so you're talking
Seven
$7.
dollars. Yeah. Yeah. What a value. And there's no
Yeah,
upfront. It's not like I got to buy the software first. It's
no, it's really cool. Hey, Forge Media, thanks for the nice comment there, man. I hope others are feeling the same that they've received value out of everything that we put out. We're here to really help build this community of the photo community, and
yeah, that's been our emphasis this year is we really want to build more community with
yep,
I know it's a big buzzword, but we're trying really hard to get people more involved and we just love hanging out with people and finding out how they do things.
for sure.
So,
And Jose, man, you're talking about that creative mode, which is what I couldn't think of while we're on this call of what they call it, but being able to trigger the lights all in with a different sequence every click. Yeah,
There's a
that's
reason why they put new features into things. It's
uh,
because there's value to those new features. And so if you want to stay on top of it, you want to make your workflow better, it's just a necessity to upgrade gear.
and Jose, man, you got 6 of your FJ400s, which were your workhorses, right before the FJ400 or 400 Mark II was released.
Yeah.
But now you just gotta, you gotta add 6 more.
There you go.
It's only money, only money. But yeah, so that's man, going back just real quick, the Las Vegas photo experience, only 2 spots left. Grab them ASAP because once they're sold, like our photo permit for Valley of Fire
Yeah. It's based
is
on the number of people, so
it's
we're
very
locked
strict.
in.
So I can't add more. But that
We're at
the other
that
thing,
threshold. It's like if we go one more person over, like it's another $2,200 or something onto
Mhm,
our permit. It's like no,
mhm.
not going to happen.
This is kind of a local thing. I know we're going out to the world here on YouTube, but our secret San Francisco portrait event, which we've done a few times, which has been one of the most fun San Francisco events that we
Which
ever.
sold out in day one.
Yeah, it sold out like boop, it was done. We've had a few people say, "Oh, can you put us on a wait list? Can you do that?" We're almost 90% sure that we're going to add another day,
Yeah,
which
the
is going to be
following
on the
week.
yeah the what is that? Looking at the calendar, the 20th, the Thursday. If you are at all interested in that, please send us a DM or a comment in the chat that you're interested, and then we can set that up. But if we do have enough interest to fill it, we will go ahead and do that. But man, that's always fun. This sounds weird, but I consider myself a San Francisco expert.
Well, you
So
grew up in that area, and you and your wife, when you got married, you guys actually lived in the
yeah,
city. So I would
and
say you're
I
an expert.
I know every secret place to shoot in San Francisco that's safe, free from any of the stuff that's gone on in San Francisco in the past few years, and incredible photo locations. We'll take you to. I
Yep.
won't take you to my super secret spot, but no, we'll take you to almost all the secret spots during that day. We provide transportation from the Sacramento area down to San Francisco, and we even provide transportation back, so we won't just leave you down there. But we'll do that. So if you're thinking that you would like to participate in that event, let us know, and we'll put you on the list for that.
We were hoping we were going to be able to announce our almond blossom works.
Yeah.
If you've been
And
following any news in California, where I live in Redding in Northern California, since this weekend, we have had 12 and a half inches of rain. And so blossoms tend to not pop out when you're getting 12 inches of rain.
yep.
But
Looking out the window right now.
happens in Northern California coming up, and it's this major blossoming of all the almond trees, and it's phenomenal. It's just gorgeous. And
So here's the thing about blossoms, kind of like Valley Fire. You can't just pull off on the side of the road and start using someone's orchard
yeah,
to do your photo
and
shoot.
please don't do that,
Don't
because
do that.
what people don't realize when they drive past at 70 miles an hour down the freeway is that there's drip lines and sprinklers and all kinds of things inside those orchards. And it's muddy. It's all kinds of problems you're creating for a farmer,
Yep.
whereas get permission.
So our farmer friend has 800 acres of almonds out there in the valley. And he always says, "You're welcome to come out." He says, "I will pick the best of the 800 acres for you guys to be in." So we never know exactly until that day the exact location. But we were targeting the 15th. Yeah, 15th, that
15.
Saturday. We won't know probably for a few more days because he's pretty good at like guesstimating when the peak time is.
Today's the first sun we've seen.
Yeah, I was just saying, looking out the
It's
window,
already closing up. I'm seeing clouds out my window
blue
starting to
sky, but
cover the sky back up. So
all
yeah,
that rain, that we were supposed to have. Remember, I was telling you last week, like it's directed directly down here in the Sacramento area, shifted just enough north.
where we ended up getting it, and
You got what we were supposed to get.
we
So,
got 2 months of rain in 4 days.
mhm.
But Yeah, so hopefully we're going to be able to announce that really soon. That's going to be a pop-up workshop.
Yep.
That's going to be an evening in the almond blossoms, and it's always fun,
It's
man.
super
It's
fun. Super fun.
stuff you just can't get,
Yep. So yeah, I
So
think that's it for today. But new gear, check out the FJ 400 and 800. Love to love
let
to
me
hear.
put a plug in for one last thing because
Yeah, go for it.
yeah, it had nothing to do with Costa Rica, me getting sick. I got sick when I came home, but a week and 2 weeks ago, I came back from Costa Rica, taking a group down there, and I borrowed from Nikon the Nikon 180 to 600 millimeter. And I'm not a bird photographer. I'm starting to enjoy it, the
Mm,
wildlife,
so
but
disappointed in you.
I know. But I'm telling you, so I've watched so many videos and things on wildlife lenses, right? And I get the argument because it's the same thing with portraits where people talk about you got to have that prime 600 f4, 400 2.8, and those are fabulous lenses.
Yep.
But they're in a price range that I'm not even going to look at, right? I don't make my living shooting. I don't know how people make a living shooting wildlife portraits, especially when you're using a $12,000 lens. You got to
Uh-uh.
sell a lot of prints to pay for that lens. But that 180 to 600, it's still a pricey lens, but we're talking 1,800 bucks for a lens that has that range, and it's a 5.6
Yep.
to 6.1, I believe. That thing was so good. It was so razor sharp on my Z8. It locked focus every time. Big thanks to, there's a lot of YouTubers out there. I love that guy, Steve Perry with Backwoods.
Oh, he's the guy from Journey. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, exactly. Well, now he's shooting portraits. Backwoods photography, I believe he's called. But if you look up Steve Perry, talked about, using that 3D tracking mode with one of my function buttons on the front of my camera, helped me out tremendously of locking in on a bird. But that zoom range, even in portrait work, we have a lot of people that laugh at us because we're like, no, our workhorse is the 24 to 70. And
Hmm.
they're like, you got to have primes for everything. And it's like, you can't switch primes out that fast during a wedding, it's just not practical all the time. We do use primes, but that workhorse lens, that's how this lens ended up being. It's not that heavy. It's a beast of a lens, but it's not super heavy. But to be able to go from 180 to all of a sudden look and go, oh, look at the boat, look at that scene. I can zoom out, take that thing, and then go, ooh, look at the scarlet macaw that landed above my head,
Hmm.
rack it to 600, and I'm shooting.
Okay.
Versus having to switch out lenses, or going, I guess I can't get that shot.
So here's my question for you.
Yeah.
You use this thing for the 10 days that you're gone. Are you going to buy one?
I will tell you, don't tell my wife, but I had it in a cart yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And then I was like, I got to see if there's a deal somewhere. I'm just like everybody else. The Dutch part of me goes, you got to find a coupon code. You got to find a deal. So I really am pretty close to pulling
Okay,
the trigger on that lens
then
because
let
there's nothing even close to that. It's as far as value wise.
okay, then you're going to become a bird photographer. So you answered that question.
Yeah.
But now if now here's your choice. So Nikon yesterday,
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
we're gonna bore everybody that doesn't shoot with Nikon, but they just introduced their 35 1.2, right?
Yeah.
35 1.2,
1.2,
1.2, which fits perfectly with your 85 1.2, right?
which
Because
is
it gives you all the
magic.
benefits of your 85, but just wider. So, um, would you choose your 35 1.2 or your big old honking Nikon lens you were just talking about?
I would say my budget will pick the 180 to 600 over the
Because it's cheaper.
because it's cheaper. It's $1,000 cheaper. It's not just
Okay. But if it sits in your
that I
bag,
don't have. It's the $2,000 I don't have already.
but if it
That's
sits in your bag all the time versus having
no, it
the
wouldn't
other
say.
one.
And that was the argument that I had to wrestle with is like coming back was, do I buy this lens? Would I use it again? Is it only one that I'm going to pull out when I go to Costa Rica? Is it the 4 times a year that I might drive past the National Wildlife Refuge and drive in there for an hour? but I really did enjoy the wildlife stuff. So, and that again, that's just for me.
Yes.
That's not, that's the issue that I have is that I can't justify, like to my wife that, no, this is a business expense. No,
That's the thing. It
it's
has to be
a Mark
your
wants
money
to go out and
maker.
take pictures of deer from far away.
Yep. Will it make you money? Right. That's the way I look at all my photo gear is, can I make money pay off what I just bought?
And it doesn't have to, but
For me, it does. In order to get it approved on the family budget,
yeah,
I
no,
have to.
that's the issue is,
Yeah.
but anyways,
Hey,
that,
Norm, welcome to the call. We're just about ready to sign off. And
and this is new gear to me this year has been, man, that think tank, first light bag. Oh my goodness, that thing, it swallows up so much gear. I'm so glad
35 liter.
that I took that to Costa Rica because it fit everything, including that giant 600 millimeter lens.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, was able to carry it on and just keep everything close to me. And it's so funny because I used to be that guy. You know this because you're the one that changed me. Is it starts to rain and everybody's running for cover, and I'm going, nothing's going to get wet in my
Yep.
think tank bag. My Nikon gear can get wet,
Mm-hmm.
but
You
it's just
used to
the
hide your
con.
gear
I have
unless
so
it was
much
under your coat.
confidence in the, yeah, exactly. I had no confidence in the bags I was using before, but
Mm.
the think tank stuff, I feel confident I could have dropped the thing in the ocean and
You know,
fished.
when we were at doing that workshop Fenders in Fashion
Yeah,
last week, was that last week? Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And remember I said after we got through, we were working in a automotive restoration garage, right? There's some dust and stuff. But what's amazing about those think tank bags, I said this afterwards, like we throw those things in the mud, in the
yeah,
dirt, on the grass, all over. I said the bag still looks new when you and no, it's when you brought it with you to our sports shoot this last week.
yeah.
And I'm looking at your bag, looking at, and the thing looks brand new.
Yeah, I fell in Costa Rica in the mud, I just spray it off and it's
And you feel like it's going to last forever.
uh-huh.
It's probably not the best marketing plan that they have that it you never want to replace it, but it's
Yeah,
good
Jose
stuff.
saying buy the camera lens used and trust me, I've looked. And MPB is a place you and I love selling and buying our gear from.
Yep.
And mpb.com, that is awesome. That everything I've ever bought from them that said like new, I
Looks
swear it just
brand
came
new.
right. I mean, brand new. I couldn't find a scratch one on the stuff. Like
Yep.
it's good stuff. So, but it's such a new lens. It's like been a year only out, and so there's
Mhm.
not a lot of used ones out there.
The other good choice for used gear, and I'm sure the other camera manufacturers do the same thing, but I don't follow them like I do for the Nikon, is Nikon refurbished gear from Nikon.
Yeah,
Like that's where I got my 24 to 70. And it saved me like $700. And the thing looks, I mean, like you said, it came looking brand spanking new.
yeah,
And it comes with a full warranty, just like you bought it new. So
yeah. So that's another option as,
yeah.
as well. We're not we're not ones that say, oh, you just got to buy it right from the big reseller or you've got to buy it direct. Like, no,
Mhm.
find the deal that works for you.
Yep. From a trusted spot. But
So good.
cool. Well, we hope to see y'all at something coming up. But like I say, if you are at all are interested in Valley of Fire and the Las Vegas photo experience, including Nelson and all
Spots.
the good stuff that goes on it, there's only 2 spots left. Grab one. And if you don't grab it, see you next year. But all right, folks.
Okay.
Until next time, don't forget,
Hey, don't be lazy.
don't be lazy. Go out and shoot something. See you guys later.
See ya.